Previously on the Lineage of Moonreach. So Hirstag came, and he said Tomas was sleeping, and then Hirstag went off, and then Tomas was sleeping, and then I looked through our books, saw some things were amiss, got to the bottom of some financial craziness, and I guess Janus has some kind of rash that he's been using cream for. I don't know, but all I know is we're conducting interviews. I'm super pumped about it, and it's going to be so much fun.
The D20 Syndicate presents The Lineage of Moonreach.
Welcome to the D20 Syndicate podcast.
Holy shit!
Is something bothering you, Tomas?
I just crapped my pants with how excited I am. Today we launched our Patreon.
Yeah.
And we have a patron.
Yeah.
Welcome to the D20 Syndicate, Emmerich.
Yeah.
You had left a review before, but now you're a full-fledged member. And you can be full-fledged members too if you go to patreon.com/D20_syndicate. And we have a lot of cool rewards at different levels.
So guys, go to our Patreon. Be like Emmerich. Emmerich, here's your shout out. Congratulations. Being awesome. And anyone who does support and becomes a patron of our Patreon, we'll give you a shout out depending on your tier. Check out the different tiers that we have available there. As Tomas mentioned, go to patreon.com/D20_syndicate and you too can patronize us.
Mm-hmm.
And
we love being patronized.
Yeah, just do goofy shit. Yeah, please check it out. We're pretty excited because it is the official launch of our Patreon today, and that's really, really exciting. And even if you don't currently have the funds, not even to donate $1, that's completely fine. But please share it. Let other people know about it because it costs a lot of money for us to do stuff like this, and it definitely helps kind of cut down on those costs. So if you like what you're hearing, please donate.
And if your excuse is, I'm already donating to another Patreon, well, fuck you and get your fucking wallet out because this is where the money belongs, right here.
God, It feels like I'm in church.
Here's your cracker. Welcome to the D20 Syndicate podcast.
I snorted coffee on my glasses.
That sweet caffeine right to the brain.
That's the geekiest thing I've ever heard. Or maybe the most hipstery thing.
There's that bonus content for you.
But yeah, each and every Thursday we will announce the new patrons who have hopped on board.
Yeah, you'll get your shout out. And yeah, once again, seriously, check it out and see what you have access to because there's a lot of nice goodies on there. And for depending on how much you like us and want to feed our children. And that
you don't have. Well, I mean, you have a furry child.
Yeah, I mean,
his daycare is not cheap.
Yeah, it's $100 an hour.
So as long as we can make $100 an hour on Patreon, then yeah.
Really?
Then I don't have to euthanize my dog. I am just kidding. I would never do
dog
that.
Now that's the highest tier.
Don't even joke.
I'm holding him hostage for these sweet Patreon dollars.
Just put pictures of them all over the Patreon.
you like dead dogs because this is what happened.
I will remember you.
That's not the song.
Yeah, it's Sarah McLachlan.
It's Arms of the Angel, though.
Oh, is that a Sarah McLachlan song? Well, shit on my ass.
Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by.
Brilliant reenactment. Brilliant.
The memories.
Nice.
Bonus content.
Damn it, I wasn't recording that.
Oh, shucks. Well, anyway, guys, this is the D20 Syndicate podcast, a bi-weekly Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast where 5 lovable nerds go on adventures so that you don't have to. I am your host and DM, Seth, and around the table, we have our players.
I'm Tomas, and I play Tomas.
God damn it.
I'm Elijah, and I play Hirstag.
I'm Lindsey and I play Pinwin.
And I'm Michaela and I play Gorbel.
And each week we go on these adventures, we record a session, and we release it for your listening pleasure. And right now this is Thursday's episode. So tonight, after the session, we'll allocate experience and do all that goofy bullshit. That way we have some consistency in something like organization. But, you know, we're really just flying by the seat of our pants here.
I'm not wearing pants.
Never
Again?
is.
Seat of our underwear.
The seat of our Ninja Turtle underwear. Did you guys have
On the seat of our red sores.
I had Chippendale Rescue Ranger underwear.
Did you?
I never had themed underwear.
I had
Yeah, I
Sonic
just
the
had, like,
Hedgehog,
fun
and I thought it was
little
the coolest shit ever.
Yeah,
What?
my sister
We
and
used to
I-
have silk boxers. It's pretty cool.
Whoa! What's it like being millionaires?
I don't think it was actually silk. It was probably like,
Nylon.
Felt
yeah, shiny felt.
Whenever the
cellophane.
whenever the show would come on and the theme song would play, my sister and I would run into the living room and like show our underwear and dance.
Every story you tell about your childhood is so strange, but also just really entertaining.
That's what kids do. They show off their themed underwear. And
That's true.
In the middle of a forest,
I am normal.
so you keep professing time and time again. Okay, so first and foremost, we're going to go with you, Hirstag.
Man, the episode stopped right when I got in there, and it was like, I desire worship.
I know.
That's the cliffhanger part.
Yeah, so we'll get to it.
Oh my god, this show sucks. Sorry, Patreon supporters.
All right, Hirstag, you are hanging out in your abode.
Hanging out with your wang out.
Yep. What have you done to the inside of this place in the the hour that you've had to kind of adjust things?
I wasn't doing that.
What were you doing?
I was meditating inside.
Meditating.
Okay.
In the darkness.
Lots of meditating with this job.
Lots of meditating.
So I was preparing to scry.
We know.
Well, I mean, it's important.
Scry about it.
Hey.
But I haven't decided for sure who I wanted to scry on yet.
Okay, but you're preparing.
Thinking about it. Yeah.
One thing that how locked in when you're scrying, I think you're like pretty much like in it, right? Are you aware of your surroundings?
I would assume so.
Okay.
So that's what I was doing. I was resting.
And then how long
And
it
I
takes
was flavoring
and
it
it's
as meditating.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah. But actually, I could technically do like light stuff here and there.
If you're resting, as long as it's nothing vigorous.
Jumping jacks.
Give me a perception check.
How weird would it be to see Hirstag in the middle of a forest doing jumping jacks by himself?
Naked. Would it be that weird?
Yeah.
I feel like watching your long beard bouncing would be weird.
Kind of mesmerizing. He's
Maybe I'll
just
try
bouncing on a giant mushroom. Naked.
I can't stop picturing it.
It's a good image.
And then a squirrel runs up his leg and he's like in a fight with a squirrel. Like, ah, shit.
Fall off the mushroom. 21.
21? Okay, while you're just kind of resting there, you notice almost out of the blue, you have no idea actually how this happened, but despite the inside of your home being empty, you suddenly realize there is a small black box sitting inside of there.
Oh.
It's against the
kind of
wall.
Dumbass would build a house around a box. Nice going.
I rolled a perception check to where I was going to put the house. I didn't see it there.
Then maybe it's a good box.
That's the darndest thing.
Black
as-
boxes are historically always good.
Yep.
Probably.
I mean, the black box on the plane is
Black as
the
sleep.
only thing that survives, so
Oh, I thought you meant like a plane of existence. Like,
maybe I do. Whoa! Okay. It's up against the wall. It's roughly the size of a chest, and there seems to be something written on the top of it.
What kind of chest?
Like a treasure chest.
Oh, so like pretty big actually.
Yeah.
Hey, seagull friend. Did you see that chest there before?
Mom?
I see. Well, I guess I will inspect the chest.
Okay, as you go up close to it, you can see that there is, on the top of the chest, is a little thin slot, roughly about an inch long, right near the bottom, and in Druidic, on the top of the chest, it says, "Feed me."
See ya, seagull friend.
Feed me?
Yes.
Feed me,
The
Seymour.
The slot is very, very thin, and like I said, about an inch long.
Perfect for your penis.
Maybe this is just how druid houses work. It's your payment.
A thin slot.
Yeah, roughly about an inch long.
Why are you saying long?
Give it a
That's a
quarter.
peculiar way to... How
But
is it...
it's thin, so its width is
like a slot?
like an eighth of an inch. Yeah.
Like
Like
a
a
coin
piggy
slot.
bank.
Do you have a coin?
Yeah, but if that's not what I'm supposed to put in there, then it'll get stuck in there. Have to fish it out like, you get coins.
Oh, like
caught
those
in
little
your-
shit kids who put
Yeah.
coins in laptops.
Then it won't
Or
work
baloney
anymore.
in the disk drive.
Baloney. You'd have to work real hard to get baloney in a disk drive.
No, I'm thinking like the where it pops out. You just set baloney in there.
And you like patiently wait for your computer to boot up and explode.
Man, I can't wait to play whatever game comes out of here.
Oh.
Okay, puzzles confuse me.
It's just a hole. Just put something in it.
I'm gonna take all my stuff out, look and see what I got,
Fair enough.
and
Give me
I was going to say,
give me like an
trying to put
intelligence
something
roll and add your intelligence modifier.
There we go. 4.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're fucking baffled, man.
what the fuck is a hole?
I try to put my finger in it.
It doesn't fit. It's too thick.
It's a slot, man.
You're not there. I try to put.
Just trying
I'm
to
gonna
mash
hold-
your fat dwarf finger on
I'm
a
gonna just
slot.
put my finger in. I'll make it fit. No. I will try to put a coin in it.
What kind of coin?
A gold coin, because that's all I have.
All right, so you put a gold coin in this slot,
And then Galaga boots up.
you hear like a. And now you notice in the front of this
A gumball?
box, not a gumball, in the front of this box, it looks almost like a little meter appears, and it seems like there's 3 bars, and the first bar is now like a faint yellow.
Fucking Verizon. Now you gotta wait all day for that to charge.
I'm gonna try to put another coin in.
It's a bomb.
Hirstag gets it.
The second,
Hirstag gets introduced
Just out of
to gambling.
curiosity, what the fuck is that?
the second bar fills up. You have 1 bar left.
This is where they get you.
I
You're gonna
shove
put
my
all of them
finger
in,
No,
and then it's not gonna do anything.
I'll put a 1/3 coin in there.
The bar lights up a bright gold, and the lid of the chest opens up, and a thin sheaf of paper floats out, and immediately the lid of the chest slams closed again, and the bars disappear.
Man, you paid
And
3
this
gold for a paper.
Piece of paper flutters down in front of you.
I will pick it up.
All right, you pick it up, and in Druidic, you see a spell for Water Walk.
For my ritual book.
So is it,
So I'm just gonna take the loose leaf paper and just put it in my ritual book
Cool.
for later.
can he presumably put more money in?
One way to find out.
Is your
Are the bars still lit?
No.
Oh my gosh, this is gambling. Except you actually get stuff really fast.
It's a loot box.
I want to try it one more time. I'm
Okay.
gonna just put 3 coins in.
Now, there are more bars. There are 6 bars this time, and only one of them is filled.
They are.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Oldest trick in the book.
Thanks, EA.
Well,
This is an EA box.
I rolled a 4 for intelligence, so how many coins is that? Just dump all my coins.
Okay, if there's 6 bars, one of them is filled, you put 3 coins in. So it's 3 coins per bar with 5 more bars. So you need 15 coins. As the
Thanks,
raven flies.
seagull friend.
I guess no one was there to teach Hirstag math except for like a satyr, and he was probably drunk.
Yeah,
As they are all the time.
I'll put in coins until the bars fill up.
Okay. So how much?
I just get addicted to gambling.
This is the rest of the campaign. Herstag's just in his hut buying spells.
So you put the total amount, and the bar fills up. But this time, instead of the lid popping open, all the coins come back out.
Oh.
It's from a little slot in the bottom. And the bar goes dark.
Well, that's nice. You got your money back. I was going to say,
Including
man.
the 3 that I put in originally?
No, those 3 are not back.
What the hell? I'm going to have to get somebody to look at this. That's cool, though. Then I'll continue to rest.
All right. Gorbel.
You fuck.
You make your way outside of the city towards what was the practice arena, but is now, the temporary space for the followers of Wirecrag, the enkindled ones.
The summer worship space.
The summer worship
Summer
space.
space.
And it is daytime, so there is a little pyre going, but that'd probably be a lot more roaring at night. But you do see just a couple of worshippers out there right now. They're all dressed in that grayish, whitish robe.
I walk up to one.
Okay, it's a human, and he turns and he smiles at you, and he's missing some teeth, and the teeth that he does have are green. Ooh. And he just says, hello, Gorbel.
Do I recognize him?
You recognize him as one of the followers that you've seen here.
Hi. Sure. You?
Hello, Gorbel.
Yeah.
What can I help you with today?
So you guys have been caring for a half-elf.
Yeah.
Can I see her?
Yeah, she's unconscious right now.
I'm aware.
All right, yeah. Well, if you want to follow me, I can show you.
How's she doing?
She's still asleep.
Yep, we established that one.
Well, I'm not gifted with medicine, so I don't know how well she's doing. I just know that she's still asleep. She's not dead.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to take her over to someone who is good with medicine.
Okay.
But we certainly do appreciate all your efforts.
Well, yeah, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, right this way. And he leads you back up and away from the...
What a dopey voice.
He leads you back up and away and back into the city. And then you are taken down the path. And what was once the abandoned tavern has now become sort of like a... kind of like a fraternity of sorts, where the followers of Wirecrag, since it's about a block away from the temple, and it's large enough, where they have been basically staying. A lot of them, it's kind of something they've started doing is just living together, a lot of them. So you go inside, and he very quietly leads you up the stairs and into one of the back rooms, and you see that as he pushes the door open, it's a tiny room with a very plush looking bed, and there's Lewin laying asleep, it seems, on the bed, mouth of course, stitched closed, and eyes closed, sleeping.
Why is her mouth stitch closed?
That was something you guys noticed in Roundfoot Town.
Oh, that's right. Why didn't we cut that open?
Weird.
It's like that one movie with the Hocus Pocus. It's like Hocus Pocus, you know? Billy. Wasn't that his name, the zombie guy?
I don't know, man.
Billy?
Wasn't that his name?
It might have been his name.
I think his name was Billy.
Yeah, that sounds about
It
right.
was.
Yeah, and then they cut open his mouth when he got out of the grave and he was like, I remember it.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
leaves and dust came out. Anyway.
So were there people
There's
in there
one person.
actively
There's
caring
one
for her?
person, a woman, a half-elf woman, sitting next to the bed, and she seems to be reading, and she looks up as you enter. Oh, are you here to see the patient?
I am.
Oh, well, don't mind me. I'll give you some privacy. And she.
I actually think I'll be taking her.
Oh, that's perfectly okay. Are you able to take care of her?
Does she need special care?
Well, someone's got to feed her.
How are you feeding her?
We've
Through the butt.
we've fashioned a tube and we've slipped it in there and kind of coax food down into her larynx.
I might bring her back a few times a day.
Well, she's perfectly fine here. You can leave her here.
I have a question. Is Veldalin predominantly half-elves?
Yeah, there's a lot of half
I
elves.
was gonna say you say half-elf person a lot.
Yeah, humans and half elves are very, very common in Bildlin. There's not a lot of elves, like full elves. Occasionally you'll see them, but a lot of them are resigned to the Blood Forest. You don't see, in this area of Veldalin, you don't see as many like dwarves. They tend to, you see a lot of them in bigger cities. And of course, gnomes, Roundfoot Town, Deepminster, halflings tend to stay in the Blue Valley, but you do see them occasionally. Half-orcs, you do see half-orcs a lot in the south, but not as much up here.
I might bring her back. I just want to take her to someone to check her out.
Okay, do you need help transporting her?
I think I got it, but thank you.
Okay. Well, and she looks down and she says, "It's been a pleasure taking care of you. Be well." And then she leaves the room.
You just start dragging her by her feet.
I hoist her up over my shoulder.
Okay, give me a athletics.
19.
Yeah, you do a very easy job. She's actually quite light. And you don't know if you've ever actually like lifted Lewin up before, and it's been a while since you've seen her, but she's a lot lighter than you remember. And you heft her over your shoulder and you head on out. Where are you going?
I'm going to take her back to my house.
Okay. So you take her down one block and up into the main street, and you head into your house. Describe your house. What does it look like?
It doesn't look like much. I haven't had too much time to decorate. And I put all my effort and design talent into my magnificent mansion.
So it's a much more simple environs. So you gonna take her into one of your bedrooms? Or, Okay, and just kind of leave her there?
Yep.
Okay. And you leaving after that?
I mean, I'll probably hang out for a few minutes, like
Look at her.
putz around my house a little bit.
Okay. Tomar, you're in the temple. The Nightmare Diamond has demanded worship.
Oh, great Nightmare Diamond. I beseech you for knowledge.
It like warmly glows a little bit. I require worship.
What kind of worship?
I require worship.
I destroy the Nightmare Diamond.
Good fucking luck, bitch.
I'll kneel down before it,
Okay.
and I'll say a dwarven prayer to it.
Okay. Any particular passage?
I'll speak of the mining of the gems in the lower halls of Workreg, and they talk of diamonds and coal and converting coal to diamonds and dedication and hard work forms, diamonds, or some bullshit.
Give me a religion check.
How about that, guys? You don't see religion checks very much. 15?
15. The Nightmare Diamond seems pacified, and it glows a little bit more warmly. What is it you require, Tomar Ironfist?
How charged do you feel? Do you feel replenished at all?
Not fully.
Do you know enough to answer more questions?
I will answer 2 more questions, and then I will require rest.
Okay. So before, when my friends were in here and I was talking to you, asking where to find Workrag, you mentioned to go where the journey began. I was wondering if you meant where we grew up, with the cave and the weird fountain, or were you talking about when I first encountered Workrag?
It floats a little, as if kind of considering your question, and then you hear it again finally, and it says, I was referring to both.
I thought I was going to say, I require worship. Fucking asshole.
Okay. Alright, other question. How do I unlock your full potential?
I require worship. And when it says at that time, you can feel you feel like the temple itself almost with a little bit of a tremor.
Well, help me help you, man. If there's a better way for which I can worship you, then by all means.
It floats up and down a little bit, hovering. You get the vague sense that it's kind of calculating something, and the glow from it changes colors. Instead of like that warm glow, it's more of a cool colored glow, like a bluish purple, and then it stops floating up and down, and it's just kind of freezes in midair, but still, like, as far as vertically, but it's still slowly pivoting. And give me a wisdom save.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. You feel a very intense probing inside of your mind. But you're able to immediately kind of push it off. You just kind of push it out of your mind. But you are left with an image in your mind. And the image shows the Nightmare Diamond with a flame glowing around it on that altar, and in front of the altar there is a carcass of a humanoid. You can't see any features, but it looks as though the throat has been slit and blood is pooling around the corpse.
Damn. This is a needy diamond.
All right. Put a pin in that. I'll be back sometime soon.
Be well, Tomar Ironfist.
Thanks, Lothiania.
Lothiania.
That's what I said. And then I exit.
Okay.
And then I look for Brahm.
Okay. Give me investigation.
13?
13. You ask around a little bit.
Brahm!
And people indicate that they last saw him entering Busty Belba's a little while ago.
That son of a bitch. Lounging on the job, and I head to the bar.
Okay. Hirstag. What are you going to do now?
Oh, wait, yeah, you haven't gotten a Pinwin yet.
I'm getting to it.
Has it been an hour?
Not yet. Are you going to do anything else in this meantime?
Damn it. Nope. Just resting.
Okay.
Was that worth it?
Nope. Thanks a bunch, Hirstag. Edit him out of the podcast. Okay. Gorbel, have you finished in your house? What are you planning on doing?
Since we don't have much planned for today, I'll probably just meander around.
Okay. So you...
Were you not going to help Pinwin hire new people?
I'll walk over and see if he's ready to start.
Okay, you're gonna head over to the tavern.
Yeah.
Okay, you actually, as you're heading down the road, you see Tomar entering the tavern from down like a block away.
Starting early today.
Yeah. Have you seen Brahm?
No.
Okay. Well, I go into the bar.
Hi, are you here for interviews?
Thanks for holding the door.
But yeah, Pinwin is as you enter Tomar, you see that Pinwin has set a table up facing the door, pretty much, and Brahm is standing by the bar. Behind the bar is Janus. And also near the kitchen door is Belba, and so Pinwin's set up sitting at this table. Next to Pinwin is Durant, and at Pinwin's side is is Shadow, and
He
there's
has
Go ahead.
Shadow has a bow tie.
Shadow has a bow tie.
It's formal occasion.
And
Do you have a bow tie?
Yes,
and
and my big hat
the fanciest
with
hat
the
of all.
feather.
And on the table, kind of draped over, is a very hastily scrawled, like, "Please apply here," with a smiley face, like like slapped on there. And then after you see it's Tomar, you see a few moments later, Gorbel enters as well, Pinwin.
Hi guys, I thought we were interviewers, but you're not. No, you can't. You're with me. So interviews are going well.
How many have you interviewed?
None yet. But that yet is really big. I feel them coming. They're happening.
It's a pregnant.
It's gonna be good.
How long has the flyer even been up?
It's been up like less than an hour.
They're gonna be piling in a second. Who wouldn't want to work at Busty Belba's with this ham over here? Pointing to Janus.
Janus just like raises his hand up. Hello.
Well, Pinwin, you certainly look the part.
Thanks.
Brahm, a word.
Yes. And he goes to the side of the room with you, or you want him to go outside with you?
Just out of earshot, really.
Okay. What is it, Tomar?
The body of Ritus. What did you do with it?
We buried it.
Where'd you bury it?
We buried it outside of the city, where we're in our cemetery, where we've been burying some of the dead.
Could you do me a huge favor and exhume his body tonight and bring it to the temple?
Give persuasion.
13.
He seems uneasy. Tomar, I respect
secrets
you.
hurt someone.
First of all, I don't think that's how it goes, but second of all, I'm gonna need a little bit more information before I go dragging a corpse out of the ground. I respect you, but you have to respect me enough to give me information.
How about you just tell me where it is?
It's the most freshly made grave out there in the cemetery.
All right. Don't tell anyone about this.
Did we hear it?
No, it was pretty quiet.
Okay.
Or I guess give me a perception, and if you roll well enough.
I mean, 16.
It's
No,
my
18.
first one for perception, I think. Natural 20.
Natural 20, so that gives you a what total?
23.
23.
18.
Okay, 18. Pinwin, you don't hear it. You hear,
I'm so excited.
Gorbel, you hear, like, body, Ritus, and then you hear Brahm say that he's going to need some more information, but you don't hear everything. You just hear those little highlights.
Well, my interest is piqued.
But it was very, very slight. So yeah, then Brahm kind of looks at you. Anything else that you need?
No, I think I'm good.
And at that moment, the door opens again.
And Ritus' zombie corpse walks through the door.
And you guys see a familiar face, a lightly mustachioed human soldier, light brown hair, middle part. You recognize Dirk, the soldier that believes he's a wolf.
I'm going to take that distraction to head out of the door on my own devices.
Okay, so you exit. He kind of steps aside. Oh, sorry.
Hi there. Are you here for the interviews?
Yeah.
All right, Durant, what do you think about this?
Everybody's kind of like a silence. Durant seems like he's really phoning it in and very like, it seems as if we've got a first person here, Pinwin.
Yeah, all right.
So Dirk walks up. I'm gonna shoot from the hip. So here's the deal. I need a part 2 full-time gig. Although if it is just a quarter-time gig, that is perfectly okay too. Here's the deal. Full disclosure, I thought that I had met someone through the mail. They were requesting a lot of coin, and it turns out that it was just going to a vault in Rothia. So now I am down some coin. I need to replenish said coin because I have 0 coin.
I mean, I'm going to ask some...
He looks at you, Gorbel, and he winks.
That'll win her over.
You don't even have money.
Well, money can't buy happiness, but I can show you a good time.
Probably not without money.
We rib each other all the time. It's just it's part of our natural repartee. So what do you need? When can I start?
I mean, there's like some questions.
I'm not free for 2 weeks.
Unrelated note.
But before those questions, you're not going to spend this money continuing to mail that money, right?
No.
You're done with those days?
Yeah, no. Unless I meet someone else
Just
through the mail.
friend to friend.
Like-
Maybe
Hold on.
don't.
Hold on.
Don't do it anymore.
Please describe this person you fell in love with and
Well-
wasted all your money on.
Gorbel says with a huge grin. Well, I woke up one morning, and next to my door, as I open it, there was an envelope, and it said, "To Dirk, from Secret Admirer." So, obviously, opened it up, read through, and my heart was set.
Your rich uncle in Nigeria has died.
She painted a picture of untold tragedy. Her homeland was completely ravaged by invaders, and she had seen a picture of me someone had painted. I don't remember posing for this picture, but she said she was so enraptured by my beautiful and handsome face.
Was it on Face Scroll?
Visage scroll. And she said she just was overwhelmed. She knew that I was that valiant hero that she needed to rescue her. And so we sent letters back and forth for weeks, and I felt deeply, deeply in love. And then she said that she wanted to come visit me, so she asked if there was any way I could foot the bill to get her transport. So I gladly took my entire life savings out and sent it there. Then she said that she was robbed on the way by a highwayman, and so she needed more money to recoup her losses. So I was using my paychecks to kind of send it to her, and then up until very recently I was still doing that till this morning when I kind of put 2 and 2 together, and my friends told me that it was a scam.
Yeah, that sounds scammy.
However, I have a keen mind, and I will not be scammed by anyone in this bar because I am now very suspicious of everyone's motives.
Well, Dirk, do you want a drink?
I would actually like my wits about me for the interview. I'm very nervous. I really need this job.
Fair enough. I was definitely going to charge you.
Well, Gorbel with your pranks. Someday, you and me, we're going to be so happy together.
It's canon. That's going to be in the epilogue.
And there are hundreds of babies. Any additional questions before I get started? I can start today.
Now I can get to the actual interview questions. That was just like a follow-up question to what you said.
Character assessment.
What are your qualifications for this job?
Well, back in my hometown, I lived next to a tavern, and I would frequent said tavern, but never have worked have I behind a bar of a tavern. I think it would be a cool experience. I think it's slightly less dangerous than going out with Brahm's company and fighting things. Although I am not afraid to fight things, it's just sometimes that hurts.
Pinwin, I have a little test.
Yeah, go for it, Gorbel.
Mix us up a humble brew.
Well, do you have like the ingredient list? Because what I imagine is that it's already made. Do I have to make the brew here, or do I just pour it?
I mean, she asked you to make a humble brew. We
Like
ever
from
seen what you can
scratch?
do.
Where do you think we get it?
Well, I figure it's probably a well-kept family secret, and as from what I hear in Pinwin's family, and I didn't think I would be allowed to brew it, but I definitely relish the idea of doing it.
Is it a secret, Pinwin?
It is, but I mean, we have it out on tap.
Then who all have you told your secret to?
No one. Someone's
been brewing
making
it?
I guess maybe I did write it down. Who would I entrust with that? Oh my god.
So you would have indicated to Janus and Belba they are the principal brewers of
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the people running this place, they've got to distribute the humble brew, so and hopefully they'll use it for good.
All right, we can start off with something a little bit simpler then.
That I would greatly appreciate it.
Although, to be fair, you could have just walked over to the tap thing there and just poured some in a glass, and that would have counted.
Oh shit! Is this one of them trick questions to see
Think
how good
outside
I
the
am?
box.
Man, I'm always super bad at that. I'm so bad at thinking outside the box.
Best interview ever.
If you give me instructions, I will be fantastic. Probably, maybe not. It depends on the instructions. Sometimes they're hard to read. Sometimes they're a little hard to understand. But yeah. So I'm very task oriented. So if you give me a task, I will do my version of that task.
Do you have any rashes?
Rashes? Or are you saying rashes? Or are you saying rations? Because
Rashes?
I also gave her my rations. I sent those too. So
My hungry man did. Send him over the post.
currently, I have not eaten in 2 days. So
Oh, man.
another reason I am choosing not to imbibe at the moment, because I feel it will go immediately to my head, and then I will have a terrible interview. But I think it's going pretty good, right?
So make something really simple. Everyone knows how to make dragon's grog.
Dragon's grog. Or now, is this a drink, or are you trying to
drink.
test him? Okay, gotcha. He looks blankly at you. I have not yet learned how to make dragon's grog, but I am an apt pupil, and I will be beholden to anyone who could teach me how to do it so that I might impress Gorbel.
Have you ever had a job where you had to manage some financial books?
No, I'm actually just dreadful at finances. I'm not great with them. I would prefer if I never had to handle finances, like even simple finances. As we've established, I can't be trusted with them sometimes. I wear my heart on my
I
sleeve.
guess you wouldn't have to do
I
that
can't make
part.
drinks, and I'm very untrustworthy.
I mean, I'll tell you
But you
right out of
have
the
no
gate.
rashes? That's a plus, I think.
Yeah, not to my knowledge.
Just no rations.
No, no rations whatsoever.
No rations
I wish
or
that
rashes.
I had a ration. Correct. I'm empty of both.
Well,
Do you need somebody to sweep? I can sweep. I can clean. I can stand here and look intimidating.
Let's see you try that one.
All right. And he goes next to the door, and he kind of straightens his back. He frowns a little bit, and he's average amount of intimidating to somebody who, most people would probably see him and be like, oh, that guy's here to stop in case something gets out of hand. But he's not particularly he doesn't look badass or anything. He doesn't look like he could just whoop everybody's ass. How's that? Was that good?
Oh, you did it?
Yeah. Gorbel, sometimes it's really hard to tell if you're joking or not because you have that very, very, very extremely, extremely dry wit. It is part of the reason I like you so much, but it is also very difficult to discern whether you are making fun of me or not.
You did
I
great.
can make it easy for you. I am.
Okay, see, that's the kind of thing I need, because in addition to all those other negative qualities about me, I also am really bad at reading people, so...
All right, so... No, you did wonderful. This was a good interview.
That's what I was thinking that.
Now,
but
I'm
glad that
keep-
you said that, because now I know for sure. So, I will follow that up with, when can I start?
Well, we still need to make sure we interview all the candidates so it's fair, and then we'll
But-
get back to you
so,
whether
like-
you have it or not.
So, do I get, special consideration because I'm one of you guys since I'm a wolf?
That would be pretty unfair.
You're right. Can I at least help with the additional interviews? I might have questions that I could ask them, and that would also help you realize that I'm the best candidate for the job.
I think that's okay. But before you leave, let me check my pack for a second. I'm gonna fumble through
Pinwin
quickly.
rifles through his pack.
I don't have shit for rations. Here's a grape.
He looks very hungrily at the grape.
Here.
I will
you
not.
need something.
I will not do you the shame of seeing me devour this in one go.
No.
I'm
You
gonna
won't
go-
regret this grape.
But I am
Won't
going to go.
rape this.
I am going to go step into the alleyway where I will consume it, very disgustingly. Thank you, Pinwin. Thank you, Gorbel.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brom and Durant and Shadow. I think that is your name. And Shadow. All right. Janus and Belba. All right. I think I got everybody's names. All right.
We'll keep in touch.
Yeah.
Find some food.
Well,
There's gotta
if
be
you
some
hire
more
me,
somewhere.
hopefully, do we get a shift meal when we work? Do you get a meal while you're on a job, like 1 or 2, or is enough it takes to make sure you don't die of starvation?
I mean, we'll talk about that later.
Fair enough. Keep your cards close to your chest. That makes sense. So, okay, I bid you all adieu, and I will see you later.
Bye.
And he leaves, and then immediately once the door closes, you hear
So, we can't hire him, can we?
Well, I'm hoping we get some other people in.
We definitely can't let him even touch the books. Just not even look at it. His qualifications were that he looked at a tavern. So, I mean...
Pinwin, please don't forget that he also lived near one.
So we looked at it extra closely, kind of.
He probably absorbed some of the tavern knowledge while he slept.
Just not anything about how to make dragon's grog. That's... Oh, man.
The simplest drink of all.
It was simple. I'm very positive. And he put in some gusto, and he laid all his cards on the table. He told us his cards. Well, so good for him for being honest, but oh man, this woof.
I mean, I'm not the only person who thinks something is off with that guy, right?
He got catfished. Like, so bad. I've never heard of such a terrible catfishing. It doesn't work that well for people, I think. To that extent, his rations? He has nothing left, the poor guy.
I mean, I have to hand it to him. He cared a lot. Or he was just very easily manipulated.
Got a big
But yeah,
heart.
something's wrong with that dude.
Okay.
And I don't think it's an issue of the heart. I think it's somewhere in his mind.
Okay, Tomar, we're going to switch to you real fast. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go back to Hazel's house real quick,
Okay.
and then I will check to see if they're okay now that it's later in the day.
Yeah, You do find that they are kind of up and moving around and stuff like that. And Hazel actually kind of has a little bit more of a friendlier vibe to you than she has been since you last saw her. And she greets you fairly warmly.
Lass? I mean, what do you want me to call you? Just Hazel, or?
Hazel's fine. Yeah, that's my name.
Hello, Hazel.
Hello, Tomar.
How are you feeling?
A bit better after the stabbing, but I think I'm on the mend now.
What happened exactly?
They kidnapped the wee ones.
They?
Yeah, the gentleman that you killed, that you chopped in half, and I tracked them, and when I tried to stop them, they attacked me. They overpowered me, and it was not my finest moment, but I think their blades were poisonous, and that's why, because I don't think that they normally would have been able to take me.
Were they in town when they took the kids?
Yes, they were.
Have you seen them before?
No, that was the first time.
You're the captain of the guard now, which congrats for taking that responsibility.
Thank you, Tomer.
I'm assuming we need more guards if something like that is able to happen.
Well, it's funny because it's kind of a rotating schedule, and most of the soldiers here, they kind of take turns being guards. There's a 2-day kind of swap out, and so every second day, the same people will kind of cycle through. But we seem to be well staffed. It's just that now we're getting more strangers in every day, and it's hard to vet who's good and who's bad. And rather than just throw them all into the jail, we've been giving people the benefit of the doubt. We've got some interested parties that are coming in and leaving, and of course we've got the ships that are arriving. So it's really difficult sometimes to tell that someone's going to do something like that just because they are hanging out in the city.
Well, I would say, and I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but...
Then don't.
But we don't want everyone knowing about this place.
I agree. It's surprising that so many people have shown up in the last few months.
That's why I'm saying don't let strangers in here. Tell your soldiers, your men, not to let anyone in unless one of us happens to be here to approve their entry.
What about the ships arriving?
Well, Nugget knows who's coming and going there. If you don't trust Nugget, then if you have another person in mind, maybe somebody from Heart Valley that you remember that was particularly good at their job, if we could reach out to them, send a raven their way.
Well, I definitely trust Nugget, but we could definitely do with a bit more trustworthy people. Though I don't know how trustworthy anybody from Heart Valley would be right now, considering the state of the place.
Yeah, they're a bunch of weirdos now. Where do the new people go when they come here?
Well, a lot of them will stay at the tavern or the inns. There's a couple of inns now. One of them was taken over by the followers of Wirecrag, but there's a couple of inns that they stay at, and some of them will talk to Burr about setting up kind of a waiting list so that they could become full-fledged citizens. There isn't really a very firm system for this sort of thing. There was a lot of infrastructure when it came to the actual structuring the businesses and stuff like that, but I think it becomes a little bit more muddy when you start getting people coming in from the outside. It gets a bit more difficult to figure that sort of thing out.
Why do they need access to this place? Do you ask them what business they have here?
No, most of the people, it seems like they're interested in traveling here and visiting because it is a new route on the trade. You've created quite a place for trade here, surprisingly, with what little resources you've actually sent out. But there are, of course, most of the people that do come in are on the supply ships coming in. You guys order a lot of stuff to help with the war effort.
Well, okay. I want us to be able to but question and have a talk with the people who run businesses here.
All right.
And
we could set up like a task force or something. Is that what you're suggesting?
Well, I just want to know who's doing business in and out of here.
All right. That's a good thing to know.
Know as much about them as possible. I mean, they could be sending all sorts of information about what we are here to other parties. And I don't want to close off the city all the way, but I mean, if they're contributing to the finances of the town, then that's good. Do we have like a bank where we deal with all of our finances?
We do have a treasury. It seems that's where a big bulk of the funds are. It's very heavily guarded. We make sure of that.
Who's in charge of it?
I'm technically in charge of that. I make sure that it's guarded. But you've got Warren Onyx Head. He's kind of keeping tabs on all the actual funding.
Who the hell is that?
He's a gentleman that he's been here longer than I've been here.
Well, I definitely want to talk to him too. Have you seen Gil and Michael at all?
If he's in town, if he's not at home, he tends to. I see him walking through the streets on the way to the Shadegazer Manor.
So he just goes there, basically, nowhere else?
Sometimes he goes and visits his daughter and son-in-law. They live right next to the inn that houses the followers of Wirecraig.
Okay. Well, we might be out soon on other business, but I will want to speak to these people eventually. Just keep a close eye on them. I don't know how thoroughly Gorbel and Pinwin had screened anyone that came in here before I got here, but I would like to do that more efficiently. But yeah, sorry. I'm thinking business, thinking security for the town.
Yeah, it's nice. It's been a while since we've seen each other, and the first thing you want to talk about is business.
Well, I don't want you guys to be taken again. That shouldn't be able to happen here.
I suppose that it's a nice sentiment in its own way.
Somehow, Ritus was able to hire thugs, not from here, abscond with the kids, and then set up this whole backwards thing. From his jail cell.
I'm with you 100% on that. I just think it's a bit funny that that's the first thing you say to me, but you know what? That's fine. I've got to get to work. So
the first thing I said to you was, "How are you feeling?"
Yeah, no, you did. You definitely did, Tomar. You definitely did. So I do have to get back to work. Are you going to watch the kids, or should I get the maid?
I mean, I can watch them a little bit, I think. What do they need?
Well, they just ate, so maybe you can play with them a little bit.
What do you do to them?
I'm sure you'll figure it out, Tomar. You're a smart guy. You're really capable and figuring all this stuff out for the city, so I think you'll be okay. And then she just immediately walks past you and out the door.
And the babies are
I look awkwardly at the babies.
The boy, Hazen looks up at you with his chubby cheeks. And now we're going to switch back to you, Hirstag.
Maybe you fucked up that conversation.
Hazel will remember this.
Hirstag, it has been an hour.
Moo. Project my consciousness.
Gross.
All over the place.
I'm gonna project my consciousness.
Okay, this spell is kind of complicated. So, it has two ways to affect the modifier, like that they have to roll to save against it. So there's knowledge, which is like secondhand, you have heard of the target, you met them, or you know the target well. Then there's a connection, which is like a likeness or picture, possession or garment. Then you can have like a body part, like fingernails or something. But so I figure you choose one.
Yeah, like depending on who you're trying to contact.
Yeah, and I don't have like body parts of the people that I'm trying to scry. Okay, so I will try to scry. Would you consider that time that I saw Jennifer, would you consider that meeting someone?
Yes.
Gorbel might have a feather.
No metagaming.
And
So
Man, that bird is smart.
that would be firsthand because
Met someone, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, firsthand. So they would get. It would just be a straight roll. I wouldn't have any, like bonus or anything to that.
Okay. And it is a wisdom save?
Yes.
Of?
18. But they can sense, I think, that I'm trying to scry on them,
So
so
they
they
can
can choose to.
Accept.
If a target knows you're casting the spell, so maybe you'd have to.
I
do
think
a
they would have to
perception
see,
check
yeah.
or something.
And if it's from far away, then they wouldn't know necessarily.
But like maybe they can sense it coming on or something.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And you're going for Jennifer?
Yeah.
Okay. You scry. You are in a well-lit chamber. It's very...
a pot.
It's like vaulted ceilings. It looks very, very ornate. Almost as if this might be a royal chamber of some kind. It's a hallway, and now you can see around you there is a throne. It is empty at the moment, but you can also see a floating orb of magical energy right next to this throne. And inside, you can see a chicken without hat or cape. Looks just like a chicken, but very similar to the brown chicken that you saw. Wings stretched straight out inside of this orb in a state of suspension. Head down, as if unconscious.
Next to a throne?
Next to a throne. An empty throne.
Is it like super fancy throne room?
Yes, it's a very, very fancy throne room.
I'll try to just... Can I do like a 360 degree turn around to see if I can spot anything in there?
The most prominent feature that you see is the banner of Veldolin hanging everywhere from the parapets inside of this throne room. You could very easily surmise that you are in the audience hall of what's supposed to be the king of Veldolin.
Wow.
But it's completely empty. Well lit, as it is morning.
Okay.
Large windows kind of throughout. Some of them depicting images. They're stained glass, but some of them are just plain windows.
Okay. I'll drop it.
Okay. Back to the tavern. Okay. It's been a few minutes, and the next person arrives. The door pushes open,
Hi, welcome to Busty Belba's. I'm so excited you're here for the interview.
and you see a little halfling. You don't quite recognize him. You think at first, Pinwin, that you recognize him. He's got like really like messed up blonde hair. He looks kind of dirty. He's wearing like a very like poorly made shirt that's like a couple sizes too big, and like baggy pants with a very like tightly cinched belt, and like these big boots that definitely don't fit him properly. Gorbel, you immediately recognize him as Jeff, the halfling from Deepminster, from Ravenmoor, that you guys encountered all those years ago.
Wait, Jeff? Is that who, like, Willem was holding up and moving around?
Yeah. And
Oh, I forgot about that. That was
Yeah.
hilarious.
That was my
like comes in,
favorite thing.
Hey guys, how's it going? Yep, it's me, Jeff. And Gorbel, you remember that the job you gave him that he's not done a great job at was working at the tannery, being in charge of the tannery. And he's kind of looking around the tavern. So like, can we like hurry this along? Cause I left the tannery unlocked, and I got to get back there, but this is the only free moment I had.
So, Jeff, should we take this interview as your resignation from your current position?
I mean, only if you give me this job, because the tannery thing, I think you and I can both agree it's not working out very well.
Okay. Show us what you got.
Well, if you guys remember...
He starts stripping.
If you guys remember, I'm kind of a jack of all trades when it comes to things. Master of none, and I'd like a shot here at working here at Busty Belba's. Seems like I'd have a lot less responsibility, and that it'd be a little bit easier on me. What would you like me to do?
Have you ever made drinks before?
Yeah, I've made drinks.
Oh, can you make...
Whoa. What was that? He, freezes and he, cocks his head to the side and listens. Never mind. All right, cool. Anyway, what were you saying?
What did you hear?
I guess it was nothing. I thought I heard someone say, Jeff, get back here. But... I was just really worried. There's this really mean hooker here in town, and she's she says I owe her money, but I don't actually owe her money because I've never actually used her services. Not that I'm against that sort of thing, and I think a woman's body is her thing, but she's definitely trying to take advantage of the fact that that I will allow this social contract to kind of take place, and sometimes I get a little bit nervous, and sometimes I just, I rather than kind of rock the boat, I'd rather just, make him go away really fast. So she thinks that she can hustle me for cash. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think she's even a prostitute. I think she might just be just mean.
Wow. All right.
In this position, you might need a bit more of a backbone, Jeff.
I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping that I won't actually have to deal with a lot of consequence or conflict even, or really just anything that involves being in charge of stuff where people get mad at you.
Don't you know the name of the story arc? His consequence?
That doesn't make any sense to me, Pinwin. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
That was out of character.
You're out of character. This whole courtroom's out of character.
Order in the court.
Okay. Jeff, how about you head behind the bar?
Yeah. Okay.
Mix a solid drink.
What do you like, Gorbel?
I'll have a whimsy.
Okay, and Pinwin?
Go ahead and see if you can't get me a humble brew. Another thing too, while you're making these drinks, pretend someone just walked in the door and you need to greet them. Show me what that looks like.
Okay. I'll start the drinks and then you say, hey, I'm in the tavern or something to kind of indicate that somebody walked in. Okay.
Oh, here, I'll just step outside and come back in.
I was going to say, it'd be funny if you made Brahm do it.
Okay. And he starts looking around behind the bar. He grabs one mug and he looks at the different kegs that you have behind the bar. And he picks the correct one for humble brew. He takes a few moments and then he sets that on the counter. Here you go, Pinwin. And now I'll start making the whimsy.
I kick the door in.
Oh, hi! He has the most terrified but trying so hard to look pleasant grin on his face.
My crossbow is out. It's not loaded.
That's a mighty fine weapon you've got there. What are you planning on doing with it?
Persuading you into giving me all your money.
No, so I don't think that's appropriate, and I think that if you thought that was an appropriate reaction inside of this tavern, then you should go to a different tavern because this tavern doesn't put up with that kind of stuff.
Jeff, that was really good.
Pretty good, yeah. All right, Jeff. Yeah.
He looks completely exhausted. His face is red. He's out of breath. can you put the crossbow away now, Gorbel, please? It's
I
making
pointed
me
at
uncomfortable.
him. It's not even loaded.
Jeff is just pinned to the wall.
Jeff is dead.
I tuck it away.
Thanks. Let's see here. He makes what appears to be a decent whimsy.
Okay, next scenario.
Oh no.
Imagine we're a group of about 20 people.
Okay.
We want the drinks to come fast.
Okay.
We all have custom orders.
Okay. Okay. What are the orders that this group has?
We need 2 whimsies.
Two whimsies. Okay. And he starts
5 humble
rushing.
brews.
Oh. Okay.
3 dragon's grogs.
Okay. And he's like rushing around like shakily. There's like liquids flying all over the place. Okay. Any more? And he sets down the 2
5
whimsies,
shots
the
of
5
simple
humble
syrup.
brews. Simple syrup. It's line. He looks at you, Pinwin. Where's the simple syrup?
Do we have simple syrup?
Oh no, Gorbel's gonna shoot me.
Jeff, there are 5 patrons who need some sugar.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
He,
It's right there.
You point to. He ducks down behind the bar. He was clutching a bag of actual sugar, like ready to just pour it. But he finds the container of simple syrup, and he just like starts shakily pouring it. Okay. He's setting them all up on the bar, and there's like it's like spilled a little bit, but most of it's in there. What else would you like?
2 Shade Home cocktails.
Okay, all right. I don't know that one. Ma'am? What's in a Shade Home cocktail? Could you explain it to me?
Oh,
I'm unfamiliar.
Good question.
It's my first day.
that one was a trick.
Good job. Yeah.
Thanks. Do you still need one? Or 2? Sorry, 2.
No, really quick. Okay, I'm gonna pretend that I'm the person from this group that's paying for it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm kind of short on gold. Can you cut me a deal? Because I'm like from around here.
You're from around here, and he like is looking up, trying to like figure something out. How much do you have?
I can pay for like the couple of whimsies, but that's about it.
A couple whimsies. Well, that's unfortunate because it's 20 gold. You stupid asshole.
Hey, good job.
He's like out of breath.
All right, Jeff, another scenario.
Oh no.
You know, when you work, a lot of scenarios could happen.
Oh.
Where's
So,
the
hey,
one
man.
where, what's her name? Lydia? Is her name Lydia?
Lydia?
What is it? The blonde warrior chick.
What are you talking
With one arm?
Lita?
Lita, yeah, sorry.
Where's the scenario where Lita comes in demanding sex on the job or something?
Oh, God. Hey, man, so I'm a bard, and I do a lot of gigs. I'm pretty popular, and I could probably get this place on the map if you let me do a show here. It's mostly acoustic, really mellow.
Okay, but we'll allow you to show up, but you have to make sure that anybody who comes to see you, they have to indicate to me, and we'll take a tally, and that way that's the way we can tell if they came to see you, and then we'll get you a cut of the bar.
But, like, I promise I'll bring in a huge crowd, so...
Well, that's all fine and good, but we need a deposit for something like that. So, and he like looks at Pinwin. Is that right?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. If we're here, though, say that we have to interview them as musician.
Yeah. I don't think that I would be allowed to do that.
And this isn't really a criticism of you, but generally if somebody comes in saying they want to play acoustic music like that, we just say no.
Get him out.
What other
This
music
is supposed
are
to
we
be kind of
talking
an
about?
upbeat place.
Are they supposed to be playing like electric guitar and keyboards?
They're supposed to come in with bows a-blazing. Bows like violin bows.
We get it.
I'll just defer anything like that to you or Pinwin.
Okay.
I pull Pinwin aside.
He's doing
Jeff is kind of killing it.
Yeah. Who is this guy? You seem like you know him.
He's a nervous wreck.
I kind of picked up on that.
I haven't seen him in a long
Man,
time.
pretty good under pressure, though. Wow.
Strangely enough, yeah.
That's wild. Huh. Do you want to give the audience a little preface about Jeff?
Okay, so
'Cause
Jeff.
it's one of my favorite experiences for some reason. I just love it.
Jeff, in the very first arc that these players encountered, they were in Ravenmoor, the city, and Jeff was basically being held hostage inside of a crime syndicate, not to be confused with the D20 syndicate, a crime syndicate's kind of headquarters, and he was basically taken captive by the wolves at the time, which contained, where Pinwin was not yet there. It was Lewin, Willem, Gorbel, Smoochie, and Tomar, and they kind of led him through the place, or he led them through the place, and encountered a lot of baddies, and and then he disappeared into the night, and then he returned later on as the city was collapsing to lead them out of the city safely. So he did a good thing after being kind of a little shithead.
What was really fun about him leading us through was that we had to hold him up because he was so little, so we were like shining him around the house.
Yeah, he was keeping him as like the meat shield, basically.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I just like that.
And he was exactly the same way the entire time. Like, there's people around the corner.
Yep. And it was super fun. Okay. Well, shoot.
This puts us in a bit of a bind with the tannery, though.
Yeah. Why was he so bad at the tannery? What wasn't clicking there?
I don't know. It seems really simple to
I
me.
mean, he did leave it unlocked. That's kind of we definitely need to teach him. He needs to, all when in doubt, lock up. Cause whoa. But I mean, aside from that little tidbit and whatever's happening at the tannery, pretty
top
good.
contender.
He definitely is top 1 of 2. Even though I've really Derek needs food, but I don't think he's gonna get it this way. I just don't. Can we give him like a window washing job somewhere? Do we have the funds in our town?
What about the tannery?
Oh,
Wait. He's not here, so
right.
you wouldn't react like that to it.
So I've never really worked too much around tanneries, but like, do you think Dirk could handle working at a tannery?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he could handle working anywhere.
Well, maybe we'll get some other interviewers. We're kind of double interviewing for the tannery just in case this is our top contender.
Secret interview.
Right? And so we'll just start asking them questions about leather. It's fine. They'll think it's part of the bar. They don't know.
They don't know. They're all idiots. I should probably get back there.
Right,
Do you have any more questions for me?
Yeah. Just when in doubt, lock up. No matter where you work, that's probably a good thing.
That's a good idea. Sorry, I was just worried I was going to be late and miss it. My opportunity for success.
Sure. Well, thank you for coming. I just have one last question for you.
Yeah.
Do you have any rashes?
Rashes?
Sorry. Do you have any rashes?
Well, that's a bit of a personal question, Pinwin. Does this pertain to the job? I feel like you're not legally allowed to ask me that.
Pinwin, I think he's right.
Good response, but would you spend the work money on rash cream?
What? What? This is a weird outside the box question.
Never mind. Yeah,
What I do with my money on my time is my personal business.
Yep. Okay. I think that was it.
Okay, bye. And he
Bye,
just rushes
thank
out of the
you.
tavern to the door.
We'll let
just
you know.
Hirstag.
Yes.
So, you've finished scrying. What would you like to do now?
Well, I don't know what this box really, how to work it.
Did you turn it off and on again?
I want to try to pick it up and see. Does it look like how big and
It's about 2 foot wide, and it's about 1.5 feet tall. So it looks like a nice sizable chest.
I'm gonna pick it up and try to find some way to comfortably carry it.
Okay. The minute you touch this chest on the side and attempt to lift it, you notice that it shrinks down to about the size of like a ring box, and it's extremely light.
Whoa.
Whoa.
This is a funky chest. Well, I'm gonna shove that into my backpack,
Okay.
and I'm gonna look around my house a little bit. Just kind of, that was a good job. Good job, Hirstag. And then I'm gonna head out
Also for
and-
doing that, you will now be inspired, so you will have inspiration.
Ooh.
Hirstag probably talks to himself a lot when you think about it.
He's been
Good at
around
it.
trees.
And I'm gonna head down into the town and look for my friends.
Give me investigation.
8.
So you were just kind of like milling about, like looking around. You're like, you're thinking to yourself, like you're not sure how you're gonna find them, but you think you'll eventually find them.
Yeah, it's no problem. I'll just wander around until they see me.
Tomar. Eventually, the nanny shows up and offers to watch the children for you. Same one from before.
Well, can we find out how I did at parenting?
Yeah,
Well,
what were you doing in that meantime?
not knowing what to do. I try to do what my dad used to do with little kids, and he always liked to bounce them on each leg,
Okay.
and he'd make a funny voice, be like, "Oh, home off to the town."
Okay, so you're going to bounce these babies on your knee? Mm-hmm. Okay, give me performance.
Hope I don't fumble.
You just kick him across the room.
I'm a good father. 13.
13? Yeah, it starts to come back to you. It seems like a pretty natural thing. They're babies, so they're very easily placated by this. You're like, oh, I'm off to town. And they're like,
Then I take some time for seriousness, and I tell Wyra the story of Agriman Hammerhand and how he created the first forge in the mountain.
it's a bit beyond her understanding, but she is a captive audience. She just kind of stares at you while you tell this story.
She got it.
And eventually the nanny shows up and offers to take over for you.
Oh, thank God. I have business to attend to. They've been fed. I think they're good for a while. They might need a changing soon. That one smells a little bit. But I must away.
She thanks you.
All right, so I head out and then head back to the tavern.
Okay. You head back to the tavern and you see, actually, as you cross Hirstag, you see Tomar. Everybody's catching Tomar. You watch him cross the street and head into the tavern, but it's way far off, so it's not within, like, you'd have to, like, really shout if you wanted to get his attention. Or
No.
you could just watch
I'll
him.
just head that way.
Okay. You head into the tavern. You guys watch. Okay, so Pinwin, the door opens.
Hi, welcome to Busty Belba. I'm so glad
And-
you're here for an interview.
It's Tomar.
Oh.
Pinwin.
Oh.
Yeah, quit doing that. You're spooking me.
Well, I thought you were an interviewer potential.
Both Durant and Brahm have started dozing.
It's fine. They'll just take a little nap until
Tomar-
we get our next people.
What were you talking to Brahm about
What are you talking about?
before you ran out the door?
That was a while ago. I was just playing with the babies for a long time, so it could have been anything. What's going on over here?
Something about a body?
Bobby.
I don't know what that could have been. I asked him about his body of work. Anybody have a drink? Are you guys open yet? Are you serving? Did you find a?
And as just in the nick of time, Tomar, the door opens again, Pinwin.
Hi, welcome to Busty Belba's. I'm so excited you're here for an interview.
And it's Hirstag.
Oh, good.
Hirstag.
Where the hell have you been?
What's wrong with me?
I'm sorry. I thought you were. Unless you. No, you can't work here with me.
Where have you been?
Well, I got a house set up across town.
Yay.
Oh, you found an empty one?
No, I made one.
Oh my god.
Did you get a permit for that?
Well, I asked if I asked somebody.
bulldoze right now.
Did I ask you, Gorbel?
I suggested you move into one of the existing structures. There's a pretty hefty fine that goes along with that Hirstag.
Oh. Well, you'll be happy to know that I just increased the health of your crops for the next year. So that should probably
Alright.
make up for it.
Did you get a permit for
how?
that?
Where
You can't just go plants willy-nilly.
Where's the permit shop?
Where's the plant permit? You need a plant permit.
Oh god, I'm just fucking with you.
So, we have things on the agenda.
Yeah, like finding someone for the tannery.
What? No. No, we need to talk to Gilla, Michael. Did anyone talk to him yet?
Not yet. I should mention, Lewin is in my bed.
Why?
Oh.
You know, I had a better plan when I was heading down there, and then I got there and I was just like, maybe I'll just take her. Maybe I can find somebody who can figure out what's going on with her.
Hirstag, do you think you could do that?
Maybe.
Could she work at the tannery?
I can't even figure out how to
Wait,
work this box,
I
though.
guess she's in it.
I pull out my little box and I show it to him. So I found this box in my new house.
Treasure?
Yeah.
How did
Yeah.
you find a box in a house that you just built?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
I'm wondering if I accidentally built my house around the box.
That would be a
There's-
pretty big coincidence.
But sometimes stuff just like happens around me. So
Pinwin,
I don't
did you
know.
open your chest?
You know, I didn't. I've
How
been
did
so
you?
distracted.
How did
with all
you
this.
manage to resist that?
I got really distracted. I mean, now that you mentioned it, I'd like to open it.
We should also figure out how to work this chest.
Can I open it?
So,
But we also need to do interviews.
but
I don't see anyone in here right now.
As if summoned from some otherworldly plane, the door opens.
Hi, welcome to Busty Belba's. I'm so excited you're here for an interview.
And in steps Elphaba.
Alphaba.
She looks better than she did when you guys originally saw her. She looks a bit more fed.
I go up to her
Oh,
second.
you
I
are
elbow him
looking
and
so good now.
nod towards the door.
Everyone looks at her stag.
I nod at her.
She nods back to you, her stag, and then she kind of looks around. You can see that she's moving her fingers in a weird way. But she's like almost doing it subconsciously.
She's casting a spell. Get her.
In a weird way.
In something that you guys wouldn't recognize, but it's almost like it's like an afterthought.
We don't tolerate gang slang here. What are you doing?
Is it like a nervous thing or like a
It looks.
maybe slightly evil villain thing?
Give me an insight.
Or
check.
trying to communicate with us?
Hopefully someone else since I roll 13?
18 plus a lot.
You roll.
9, because I rolled a 4.
You look so good.
18.
18. Yeah, you two, you Tomar and you Gorbel, are pretty sure that she probably communicates some way using her hands, and it seems like she's just absent-mindedly doing it at the moment. But then she points at the sign on the table.
Yay! Okay, you want to find? Okay. I will go ahead and I will cast message.
All right, you cast message, and now you can speak freely with her.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here for an interview.
I'm just looking at them back and forth, not understanding.
Yes, here for an interview.
Great. Okay. Okay, guys. So you might have to relay the questions to me. I guess you can ask the questions. You don't have to relay to me. You ask the questions. She'll answer to me. I'll relay answers to you.
Couldn't we have just telepathic bonded?
Oh. Yeah. Want to do that?
That seems like a huge waste.
Equal opportunity, Gorbel.
I didn't
Equal
say we're not
opportunity,
hiring her. Fine, I'll waste telepathic bond on this situation.
Yay.
Is that a ritual?
No. Oh, yes.
You could just spend 10 minutes and do it as a ritual if you wanted.
Instead of using a spell slot.
Actually, you could have been doing that this whole time.
Is that what that little R means?
I know what else it stands for.
Do I?
Really, really smart.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All
So
right,
you
well,
cast it as a ritual?
as a ritual,
Okay,
give
so
me a
you
minute.
So for the
10.
next 10 minutes, if you would like, you can communicate with Elphaba
I'll
through
just
message.
be shooting the shit with her.
Okay, yeah.
So how's it going?
It's going a lot better than it was.
Oh, I'm so good.
And as she responds to you, Pinwin, you're now picking up that her fingers and hands are still moving but they stop when she's not responding to you. It's seriously as if it's some
So
sort
it's
of
like sign
subconscious, yeah, in a sense.
I'm going to talk to Hirstag real quick.
Okay.
Hey, buddy.
Hey there.
I noticed back in the prison you gave her a wink.
Well,
You fancy her, do you?
I wink at everybody I give healing to.
Oh, are you being coy? I've never seen you wink at me before.
I haven't healed you before.
You're not into that?
How does she look?
Let's find out.
Because I know nothing about her personality yet.
Oh, she's fine as fuck.
I rolled a natural 20. So yeah, she's beautiful. Both of you guys, all of you would find her beautiful. But if you're particularly attracted to dwarves, she's fucking jaw-dropping.
Halle Berry of dwarves.
Yes.
We're all going to be fighting over her.
Looks like quite the looker to me. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, it was hard to tell before when she was like all emaciated, but now that she's like,
she's cleaned up.
yeah,
a
she's
little
cleaned
bit.
up. She's she's obviously eaten a little bit more healthily, so she's filled out a little
And
bit.
it went right to the boobs.
Just one of them. She's a freak, really. But yeah, no, she's beautiful.
I'm actually a little bit scared.
What?
Like I might be freaking out a bit.
Why?
Just look at her.
Yeah, but you should totally talk to her. Maria, the woman I fell in love with, she was beautiful too. But this is kind of a different situation. She kind of approached me. She was very forward. Elphaba looks kind of standoffish. But maybe offer a drink or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do that.
I would suggest maybe combing out the beard a little bit.
Yeah, I'll go into a corner and do that.
Good idea. You got this.
I'll go stand awkwardly in the corner facing the wall.
Okay, we'll say that you groom yourself for like 10 minutes. Enough time for you to cast your spell, Gorbel, which for some reason is escaping me right now.
Telepathic
bond, yes. Yeah, and now you are able to cast it.
All right. I include the whole group.
Okay, everyone in here? All right.
This is very nice, so much better. I'm so glad we got to catch up, though. That was great.
Yes, it was pleasant.
Yeah. Okay, so shall we start the interview?
Yes, let's start the interview.
Okay. What are your qualifications?
Well, I used to run a tavern, so I know my way around one.
I think she's perfect.
Oh, man.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
That's a good qualification.
Yeah, that's like the best one you could have.
Wow, yeah, you ran a tavern? Cool.
How long, I'm sorry if this is forward, how long have you not been able to speak?
My entire life.
So
This is a very strange sensation for me.
So how did you work around that in a tavern?
Well, I had a very helpful staff, and they all understood the way that I speak. I spoke with gestures, and they learned.
Oh, well, we can learn too. If we could do that.
There's more to management than just being able to speak.
Very true.
Is this a management position you're offering?
I mean, it's kind of like a...
Does this tavern have a manager?
Well,
Me?
it's Pinwin.
Oh,
Yeah, so I mean...
but you're not here like
I'm not.
ever.
So you kept track of the books and stuff before?
Yes, I did.
Wow, okay. So you're pretty good at making drinks?
I'm decent at it, yeah.
Can you make me a Tomar?
What's a Tomar?
She doesn't know what a Tomar is. Get out. I'm just kidding.
It is a little specific.
I'm just kidding. It's rum and warm milk. With
She kind of looks at I think I can manage that.
Why is it so weird for everyone?
Because it's weird.
It's not weird. It's just there's not a lot to that.
Well, impress me. How can you make it stand out?
Okay. And she goes around the bar and she kind of looks around a little bit, and she's having a tough time finding her way, like where everything's at. And she says, "Where do you keep your rum?"
The rum room.
Just beneath, in like that cupboard there below.
Okay. And you kind of indicate. She keeps asking where certain things are, and she eventually is able to get all the ingredients together. And let's see how she does. She sets it in front of you, Tomar, and you take a sip, and it's not very good. It's not sweet enough, but it also doesn't taste alcoholic enough. Like, it's all kind of, it's just not very well made from what you like.
I look over at Gorbel and I give her like a expression. But then I look over at Hirstag and I give him a expression.
Must be good. So she's hired.
All right.
Now we had a lot of interviews today.
We have, we should probably ask other questions. Weird random question. Have you ever worked with leather?
I have not. No.
Okay.
What does that have to do with anything?
Just random. I don't know if it was necessarily for the interview. I'm trying to think through my catalog of thoughts. I keep thinking about if they have a rash, but it's probably right. I probably can't ask if they have a rash.
A rash.
Oh, God. God, I forgot we're connected through thoughts. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it was a whole thing. It's fine. Well,
This is what you've been asking people that have been coming in here? If they have rashes and like leather?
I just asked a couple times. It's fine. Not the leather. The leather's new.
How are you used to working late? Long hours?
Yes.
How can we trust you in this town?
That's a complicated question. I don't know.
What were you doing in the cell in that other town?
My husband was taken, as was I, and then he was killed, and somehow that's funny.
No, Gorbel just made like a, you've gotten in, man. Look at Hirstag.
I gave him a really disappointed look when you said husband, but then when you said dead husband, I was like, yeah.
And I wasn't very compliant, and so rather than put me in the pen with the others, they decided to take me to the dungeons.
Are you like a fighter or something?
No, not exactly. No, I wasn't going to go peacefully while they took him away.
I admire that.
Yeah, that's commendable.
Do you know magic?
I know a little, but not enough to be of any use in combat, if that's what you're asking.
Not necessarily in combat.
What do you like to do for fun in your free time?
Well, I like to sew. I like to run numbers. That brings me a sense of calmness and joy. I like to read.
What is your 5-year plan?
Well, I suppose it would be get vengeance on the people who did this to me.
Very relatable.
I meant career-wise.
Beyond that, I haven't really thought about it. My tavern was burned to the ground, so I'd like to save up some money to rebuild it.
Do you have a specialty drink?
Yeah. And she looks around a little bit, and she starts kind of whipping some stuff together. You see that she takes a little bit of like dried, like what appears to be basil, tears it up, drops it in, shakes it a little bit, flips it upside down on the bar, flips it back up, and she like looks around. Can I get a light from somebody?
This is your shot.
I don't know if I have a light.
I'll pass.
No.
I got one. It's fine.
So she takes. I'm assuming you're giving her like a flint and steel.
I was going to give a torch because I don't know if I have that.
A torch?
You have a light
I
spell.
don't know. Oh, never mind. Never pretend. I'm going to cast light.
Okay. You hit the. She indicates to hit the drink itself, and it has this nice little thing, and she sets it on the edge of the bar, and she says, "I've been watching the people here. The people that are most interesting to me are the worshippers here, and they do a lot with fire. So I was inspired to make this drink."
Cool.
I'll try it.
All right. Blow it out. Take a sip. It's fantastic.
Hot damn, mama, that good as hell. I am whispering in my brain.
It doesn't have a name, but I was planning on naming it after some feature of that religion.
Good as hell.
Well, the religion you're speaking of is the deity Workrag, the god of the mountain. As a dwarf, you haven't heard of it?
Oh. I haven't seen any worshippers. Aren't those just fairy tales?
No. And then I take some time to tell her of the legend of Aggerman Hammerhand striking the obsidian heart of the Soul Forge.
And I'll try to listen.
Hey, Tomar, we only have an hour with this.
This is important.
Okay, give me...
And then the flames of the forge consumed him, but then his essence powered the mountain and the dwarves were born.
Wow.
All right, so let's call this the Aggerman's Flame drink.
I like it. you should make another one and have them try it.
Okay. Exact same roll. So she whips one up for you guys to try as well. And it's super fucking tasty.
That is really delicious.
There's something for both you, Tomar, and you, Hirstag. There's just something weirdly nostalgic about this drink.
It's kind of smoky almost, like almost like
something you just can't quite place your place.
Like barbecue or something.
Can I try to tell what the special ingredient is?
Give me a history check. Since
Does it have anything to do with stone?
No.
Ooh. 19.
Seems like your one good roll on that die.
It really conjures up something that you don't even know why you would know this, like why you would have tasted this before. But there's a flower that you would know about. You know of this herb, but for some reason you know it the minute you taste it. That this herb that grows near the mountains of Wycrag in the ancestral dwarf homeland, and it's called Chaos Seed, and it has a very pleasant, smoky flavor to it, but that doesn't exist anymore. But there's something vaguely reminiscent of that. It's almost like it speaks to your like blood in a sense.
So I wouldn't know about Chaos Seed?
You would know about it, but for some reason you just know internally, both of you guys do, what that flavor. It's this weird existential nostalgia that you're not sure why.
Is that Chaos Seed?
It's not, but I tried to reproduce what I thought the flavor might be.
Did you put tomato juice in this?
No.
Tastes tomatoey. It's like a smoky tomatoey thing. That's what I'm
think it
getting.
tastes good.
Well, anything else?
Oh my gosh.
Do you work weekends?
If I have to.
Would you do part-time or are you only looking for full-time?
Well, if it's easier, I can start part-time, but the idea would be to move into full-time.
I'm just thinking. Okay. Won't ask the rest question.
Everybody heard that.
I don't know. She's
kind of good, right?
Yeah, she's pretty good. Gorbel, do you have any questions?
I'm still drinking the drink.
It's pretty good, and it tastes kind of strong.
Durant, do you have any questions here? Oh, that's right. Okay.
Brahm is like leaning, his shoulders are crossed, but he's leaning against the wall, also dozing.
I pictured them leaning on each other.
They're like across the room from each other.
Okay, well, we'll have to converse a little bit, but we will definitely let you know.
Do you mind if I sit in here for a little while? I'm still not used to walking, and I'm still getting my land legs back. I'm gonna.
No, that's fine.
I'll stay out of the way over
Do
here.
you need our healer to look you over?
No, that's all right. I can
How
manage.
long have
I just
you not
need
been
rest.
walking?
Well, my legs were pretty badly mangled there in the cell, and they've just been healing.
Well, we can probably speed that up for you.
It's. I mean, if you want to, it's just. It takes a lot out of me.
Being healed?
Just walking around now.
I
Her
cast.
personality is not super winning.
I cast Heal on her,
Okay.
and that is a 6th level healing spell.
Yeah, really pulling out all the stops here.
Wow.
Choose a creature that you can see within range, a surge of positive energy, blah, 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 causing it to regain 70 hit points. This spell also ends blindness, deafness, and any diseases affecting the target. This spell has no effect on constructs or undead. So if she's a construct or undead, it won't work.
Well, luckily she's not, and
Blam!
and she looks a little surprised, but the magic kind of like coats her, and then she like moves her body around a little bit. Wow, that feels much better.
That wouldn't have any effect on her muteness, would it?
No,
Okay.
she was born that way.
Born this way. That one.
Yeah, I'm a pretty good healer.
So yeah, so her voice is unaffected, but her legs are now healed. The rest of her body is healed. And she looks at you, Hirstag. Thank you very much, Hirstag.
I give her a wink.
Well, then I'll leave you all to it then. I feel much better. Please let me know, Pinwin.
I shall.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for interviewing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks
And
for the drinks.
Yeah, absolutely. And she leaves.
Okay, so now that we got that taken care of, I feel like I should mention I scried in my little alone time there, and Jennifer is in a palace of some kind. Now, I believe...
Is she okay?
Like a fancy palace? Like
she's
having fun?
unconscious.
Okay, no.
She doesn't have her hat on anymore.
What?
No hat. I know, it's...
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Her little head.
Is really cold right now.
Probably.
But she's unconscious and she's in some kind of like a force field bubble thing in a throne room. And I think it's like the king's throne room.
Deepminster. Well, we can't go there.
There are guards everywhere.
And she's just a chicken. So.
I think we have more important matters to deal with anyway.
But she's a special chicken.
Were
She's
you
a
guys not
wizard
listening?
chicken and she needs her hat back.
She knows something. She sent us to the plane, the Starlight plane, to find that diamond.
I don't think we're ready to just go to Deepminster again.
I'm always ready.
Is there any
It's
way we
fine.
can get her out of there really easy?
No.
Really easy? Probably not.
But I know someone who does.
Who's that?
How do you feel about going back home?
And that's where we're going to end for tonight. All right. So let's dole out some experience here, folks. That was an excellent couple of sessions. A lot of role playing. So I'm going to give you guys about 2,500 experience. In exactly 2,510 experience, we'll say, for role-playing bullshit. That was really good. Some really good shit happened there.
There, I finally leveled up.
Level 16.
And so on Monday's episode, for the listeners, we'll go over what Gorbel got for leveling up.
And me.
And Hirstag.
Because I just leveled up as well.
Cool. So the general role playing, that was pretty good. I gave you inspiration for building that house, Hirstag, but I'm also going to give you an extra 100 experience for taking that on yourself. Pinwin for basically figuring out a really fun way to spend an entire session role playing with that whole job interview thing. You can have 100 experience points.
Yay.
Yeah, who else needs experience?
I solved the mystery of the missing cash.
Okay, 100 experience for that.
I discussed security of the town.
And you also got a little bit further with the Nightmare Diamond, including some interesting imagery. 100 experience.
I found a little box.
10 experience.
And built my house around it.
I wingmanned Hirstag.
30 experience.
I really put Jeff through his paces.
That was you did a really good job. 30 for that.
Man, that's hard. I want to hire both of them. But we can talk about that later.
I did a druidic thing, and I made the plants all healthy.
Yes. That will likely affect more than just that, so you can have an extra 100 for that.
I tried to be a good father.
40.
It's funny you say that because I was just about to say I tried to be a good aunt.
And I totally blocked her.
Yeah, you could have 20 for the
You
attempt
aunt
there.
blocked me. How many?
20, sorry, into the microphone. Anything else? Or should we get on to the MVPC?
Let's do that shit.
All right. Now it's time for tonight's MVPC. So what you guys will be doing is voting for the character that was the most valuable playing character of the last 2 sessions. Whether they did something cool, if they did something that you just liked, whether it was plot-wise, just flavor-wise, you get to decide. So I will count to 3, and you guys will each hold up the finger indicating which character you think deserves the MVPC. 1 for Tomar, 2 for Hirstag, 3 for Pinwin, and 4 for Gorbel. Everyone ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, so we've got 2 votes for Pinwin, 1 vote for Tomar, and 1 vote for Gorbel.
I didn't do shit in this episode.
I
What are
have
you
my
doing?
reasons.
Okay, Gorbel, why did you vote for Tomar?
So I voted for Tomar because he is taking the time to communicate with the Nightmare Diamond.
Okay.
But also, I'm kind of personally invested in the whole Hazel Tomar relationship thing.
Yeah.
And every time they interact, I'm always like, what the fuck are you doing? So it's got me wrapped up.
All right, fair enough. Pinwin, why'd you vote for Gorbel?
She was super helpful during the interview process because honestly, I think my main criteria was just like hoping they wouldn't spend money on rash cream.
Yeah.
That was like my big criteria. So she was really helpful, and I really liked when she like busted in the door with the bow. That was a good. Yeah, that was a good one.
All right, cool. Hirstag, why did you vote for Pinwin?
He was just super funny and, like, in my opinion, like, carried the last 2 episodes. Like, that was just great.
Okay.
Entertainment for me.
Nice. Yeah, you did a really good job, Pinwin. Tomar, same question. Why
Yeah,
Pinwin?
Pinwin had me rolling. And then I forgot what the rash thing was about, but Lindsey had remembered that Janus had the cream.
Yeah.
And that became a recurring element. And that was just really... That was good.
All right.
Funny in general.
So it sounds like Pinwin is tonight's MVPC.
Woo!
Take you 500 experience points. And and like apply it to your character so that you can continue to level up.
Yeah.
Or use it towards funds to pay for the Patreon account.
If you try to pay Patreon with experience, I'm going to slap your face. And not just you, Pinwin, anyone.
Can I pay for this?
We only accept Chuck E. Cheese coins.
Yes, which are very quickly losing their value, so you have to do it quick.
They don't actually have coins anymore. They use like a fucking card wristband.
Give us
thing.
your
Well,
cards.
now I'm sad.
But yeah, social media, we have that.
Yeah, we have it. Check out all the links, guys. We'll post links to all our social media, our Twitter, our Instagram, our Facebook, and our website, www.d20syndicate.com. Also, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/d20_syndicate. Our main theme written by Chad Piper, our background music Adrian Von Ziegler, and shout out to Emmerich once again for joining the Patreon, becoming a patron, and we appreciate that so much, Emmerich. And all the rest of you listeners, you have a wonderful time. We'll see you on Monday's episode and see how this thing continues on. And once again, guys, we are the D20 Syndicate podcast, where we go on adventures so you don't have to. Bye.
Bye.
We did have those Ninja Turtle cups that changed color when
Oh.
it was hot or cold.
Oh,
Nice.
They were in like Cookie Crisp boxes.
Did you guys have like specific bowls that were like your bowls for cereal,
Oh,
stuff
fuck
like
yeah.
that? Did you guys have that?
At times, I think. But
I had a bowl that I drank pop out of. Because our mom would get Elijah and I a 2-liter of pop to split, and we were usually too lazy to like wash a cup, so I would grab a bowl out of the cupboard and I'd just hold the bowl out as Elijah
and it
poured
was
it.
just like totally normal.
Yeah,
like,
it was
we
like,
weren't
all right,
laughing
time
or
to get the
anything.
bowl.
Like, This is just the standard.
And then he'd walk away, and then I'd just drink out of a giant bowl for the day.
I had a gray, like, lumpy cereal bowl that was, I'm pretty sure, like, not supposed to be a bowl. I'm pretty sure it was like the cap to something. I don't know. It was really that really thin, shitty plastic that like poor people have. If you're poor, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You ate out of Cool Whip bowls. You ate out of lumpy gray bowls that came from somewhere.
Yep.
Nobody knows where they came from, but you used them anyway. And
any bowl shape works.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised what you could eat cereal out of.
Yeah. Or you might not be.
Bowler hat. It's got bowl in the name.
Yeah. Guys, don't judge. Sitting there eating your bonbons in a solid gold plate with a platinum fork.
Caviar bonbon piece of shit.
Yeah.
Your real silk underwear.
What I'm trying to say is eat the rich.
Eat them. Abduct them and eat them.
But
Yeah.
only out of your own bowl.
Yeah, your Cool Whip container. Or what was the off-brand Cool Whip?
Ready
Whip. Yeah.
Did they have containers?
Is
or
that
was
actually off-brand,
was
or
that
is
the
it just another
shooty-
brand?
That was the spray whip.
I think the generic brand was just whipped.
Topping.
Yeah, whipped topping bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, to be poor again.
Fresh in quotations.
Acting
whip
like
topping.
you bought Cool Whip.
Yeah, no, I don't even. I'm pretty sure I don't even know what Cool Whip actually tastes like.
I don't know
Probably
how much it
worse
costs.
because you grew up on the fresh whip topping.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was organic or whatever. Freshly whipped sugar cream.
What if they just had a question mark at the end?
Cool Whip.
No, whipped topping?
Did you know that there are people who put that in their coffee? Like, instead of creamer?
Oh, I
Really?
think I read people.
That makes me think.
Probably be
No.
good.
That makes
It's
me think
like
of Mrs.
better for you or
Doubtfire
something?
when he's got the cake frosting on his face.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,
Way better
in
for
the
you.
cup. Ah.
ooh. That's where I learned all of my accents. Were Mrs. Doubtfire.
That makes so much sense now.
Durant comes in. What if all your accents were just that?
Well, now I have to introduce a Mrs. Doubtfire character.
Yeah, you do.
What class would Mrs. Doubtfire be?
Barbarian.
Shit.
I'd say bard. Singing, dancing, cooking.
That's true.
Mrs.
She
Doubtfire
is
sang?
a jack of all
Yeah.
trades.
Yeah. Robin Williams
definitely
sings in like
danced.
every role.
Robin Williams sings, but he didn't sing in that.
I'm pretty sure if I Google Miss
He
Doubtfire
danced.
singing. Yeah.
I think he sang.
Let me
too.
see. Hold on. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Oh,
Miss
man.
Like
Doubtfire.
maybe
What is a good
Briefly.
class that's good at throwing like grapefruits? Because
Maybe Ranger.
Mrs. Doubtfire would definitely be that.
Okay, maybe not.
How's it feel to be wrong? you
No,
dumb
but
fuck?
this is what I was thinking of. That scene where they're trying on all the makeup
yeah,
and they're singing Matchmaker.
No, I
So
Sure
Robin
you're
Williams
not
is
thinking
definitely a
of
bard.
the birdcage. Did that happen in the birdcage?
No, that was in
Happened in a
Mrs.
birdcage.
Doubtfire. Okay, so
Before we start, can
Oh
I just
my
say yes.
do you have to pee again?
No, but I just recently ate dates. I think I hadn't had them since I was little, and they tasted really weird to me when they were room temperature. But when I have them cold, I like them. That's it.
Okay, I know this is another story about me being a child. But my mom used to keep chopped dates for baking, and every time she would get them out, I'd go up and hold my hands out and ask her if I could have a date. Like, but like a joke, like if she would go on a date with me. And then she would put a little sprinkling of dates in my palms, and I would eat them.
That's a pretty good joke.
You remember
That
a
wasn't
lot of
as funny
stuff.
or weird as I was hoping it'd be.
It was.
Sometimes when we asked for treats, we would cheep like birds until my mom would put things in her mouth.
She didn't throw up in your mouth, did she?
No.
Like an actual bird. That'd be real.
My parents grossed me out so hard one time because they were like, yeah, when you were a baby, you loved steak. So we would chew it up for you. And then put it in your mouth.
Well, you're talking about parents who ended up having like steak knives randomly littered throughout their house,
Yeah,
like
but
in a
it's-
couch.
Yeah, but it's just gross to me, thinking that my parents would like, and then I'd gobble it up.
Yeah,
So you know.
That's gross.
it's gross and very unsafe.
Nah.
Want a date?
Yeah, it is. Chewed up steak in a baby's mouth. You guys don't have kids, okay?
I love steak.
Yeah, but still, if I saw a fucking helicopter in a tree, I'd be like, I don't fly them, but that guy's bad at it.
What are you talking about? What?
I can move furniture, just not mattresses. Fuck mattresses. You move mattresses. They're so floppy and weird.
Mattresses, I mean.
Yeah.
Nobody take the bait.